feel that the honor belongs to a lot of generous people because this journey hasn't been taken alone. So I would like my husband, my mother, my Auntie Bibi, my cousins, my brothers and sisters are all here, my friends, a lot of people that has come to Honduras with me, my classmates, all to wave and I want to say thank you because this also belongs to you. So now I'm going to talk to you, Trinity High School students, because this is about you and about what you can do. And the rest of you can listen if you want. Now, how did I really stand up here today? You know, it all started because of Trinity High School, because I chose to come to Trinity High School. Well, not really, because my parents chose it for me. But thank goodness they knew what they were doing. So, as I reflect back in my Trinity years, I want to reflect on the core values of Trinity: faith, knowledge, truth, excellence, uniqueness, responsibility, impact on society, church, and family. Trinity instilled these values and gave me lifelong friends. Trinity gave me the confidence, skills, the willingness to succeed, determination, strength, and compassion. But most of all, it grounded me and my faith for my future. As I was raised going to daily mass, which helped put my faith first. Freshman year, I started out as a candy striper. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's like a nurse's aide, and I started out with my best friend Peggy, who is here. And we if you can see on the right hand corner, we were receiving an award, and obviously Peggy took it. I never saw it since. But this is when I realized that I really did have a call to be a nurse. And Trinity High School helped guide me with my studies and helped me apply to St. Mary's of Notre Dame Nursing School. Well, going to college, my faith started to mature, and that's when I knew what the power of the word yes meant. You see, after 3 weeks of having a really good time in college, I started to miss something. I started missing my daily mass. So I started to go back to that, and that's where it grounded me, it centered me, and it continues to be a very important part of my daily life. But one of the best parts of going to daily mass in college was that sophomore year I met my husband, Peter, at the Sign of Peace. I went with my friend, Nancy Montroys, who is here today, who was a graduate with me here. We went and I told her, I said, you know, remember when I met Peter? She said, yeah, you'd think on a Friday night we'd be going to happy hour. Instead, you dragged me to mass. But that did change me forever. That is when I knew the power of yes. There are two very important yeses in one's life. Number one is your faith, and number two is your vocation. And I feel like I have 3 vocations. Number 1 is being a wife, number 2 is being a mother, and number 3 is my nursing career. And I want to say in that order of importance. My faith and my vocation has helped me say yes to God and become a good leader. But what is a good leader? A good leader leads by example. I have watched all my life good leaders, and I've tried to mimic the good from them. A good leader surrounds themselves with smart and talented people. A good leader knows when to let smart people be smart and let talented people be talented. I really believe that is why our One World Surgery has become a success. I surround myself with really, really good people. Mother Teresa once said, I can't do what you do, you can't do what I do, but together we can make a difference. None of us are born leaders. God doesn't call the qualified, but he qualifies the call. Now, as Mary Beth said, it all started when we were invited to do a mission trip with our family in Nuestros Pequeños Hermanos. They have 9 orphanages around the country, and we chose the one to go to Honduras because they had a medical clinic there, and we wanted to be a part of them. And when we were there, we were working, And when we were there, we met a little girl named Angela. Now, Angela had a condition called condyloectodermal dysplasia. You could see her legs are crisscrossed. Well, she was in a wheelchair for 3 years. No one knew what to do. And when my husband came, they knew he was an orthopedic surgeon, so they asked if he could help her. And he said, of course I can help her. There's a surgery for this. Usually babies are given that surgery when they're born, but because she came from a very, very poor family, and now that she was an orphan, she was brought to the home there. And so he said, well, we can do it. So he said, okay. And this is what they had for him to do surgery in. So obviously the surgery was way too complicated to do it in a mobile place where it kept breaking down. So Peter said, well, I know we can do this, but let's bring her home. And then I turned and I was like, well, then what? You know, what are we gonna do? And he said, well, she can come home with us. I can do surgery in about 4 weeks. She will come home, you know, she can come back to this, to the orphanage. Well, Angela came, and this is Angela after surgery. So what he did is he broke her legs in each leg in 3 places. He put these external fixators on. She had 36 pins in her legs. The only thing in nursing school that ever made me nauseated were pins, and he never told me. And so when they pulled the covers down and I saw that, I'm like, oh, now what do we do? And he said, well, here's a sheet. It was a computer program. And he said, well, you have to turn the pins, like number 3, number 8, number 18. Turn the pins a little, you know, 1/4 of an inch around. And then her legs will become straight in 4 months. So every 6 hours for 4 months, I turned her pins and her legs became straight. Well, Angela became a part of our family. She didn't stay just for 4 weeks. She stayed for 1 year. She went to school where my children went to school. She called herself Angela Daly, and then she called me Mommy and Peter Daddy. Well, the orphanage that she's in is really a family home. The children aren't adoptable. So we had to bring her back because she had a brother and sister there. So we got ready to bring her back. We integrated her into the home, we call it the ranch. We integrated her at the ranch for about 2 weeks. And then she said something that completely changed my life. She said, Mommy, stay with me. She didn't say, take me home to your nice home. I want to go back with you. She said, stay. And I turned to my husband and I hit him and I said, do something. What are we going to do? Do something. I said, let's just build a room, just a little room so we can come back all the time and see her. That was what you would say a vision, but that was no vision. We had like this little vision, just build a little room. Well, then I went home and I was telling my family. And so here's a picture of my mom and dad and my brothers and sisters, and it's because of them that they were, that we got this started, because it was with their financial support, with them helping us out. They said, you can do this. So it was a team effort with my family and also with my 4 kids. So we got that, we finally got it going, and it took a few years, but in 2008, we opened up with our first surgery. And then we chose the name Holy Family Surgery Center because we felt that we put this on the home at the ranch, and we felt that it was such a wonderful family and it was a holy place, so we did it. So today, I have to tell you, there are thousands and thousands of patients waiting to be seen. This is just one of the patients of the thousands and thousands we have treated. So this man broke his leg. Okay, so he broke his tibia and fibia. Here you'd go, you'd have it fixed, you'd have a cast, you'd have surgery, whatever you'd have. This young man couldn't get any surgery. It wasn't a possibility for them. There's 5 billion people on this planet that lack access to surgery. And so this young man came to us after years and years of living this way in a wheelchair or in crutches. And then that's him after surgery, and now, being able to work. See, in Honduras or any developing country, when there isn't an access to surgery, that these people, if they can, if they can't work, they lose their family. If they lose their family, they're on the street. And this happens to thousands and thousands of people. And so, if you just take care of one patient and change one patient, you can change their family. If you change their family, you can change the community. If you change the community, you can change the country. And if you change the country, you can change the world one patient at a time. 2 weeks later, we were having a medical brigade, so we went back to Honduras. And so here, you see in 2003, the trailer, and then 2008, and now in 2019, it's really grown. We're called One World Surgery now because it's, I always say God doesn't have boundaries. We're just here in this wonderful world to do God's work. So here we have about almost 25 brigades a year and 2 a month. And so some of my friends here, we leave at 3 in the morning, tomorrow morning, to go back to Honduras to do another brigade. So we're there often. Once a month we have a training facility for people to come in and learn, and that's where people sleep. And we do have a world-class facility. We have over 4,000 patients on the waiting list waiting. So I have come to know in life that it's all about choices. When given a choice, we hope we can choose good. We could have never imagined that our life would have gone this way and what we've encountered, but God has a plan. Situations presented itself to us, and then we just said yes along the way. You choose good, and everything seems to fall into place. This is not to say it's always been easy. It hasn't been easy. It's taken a toll on my family. It's taken a toll on a lot of people. But we're not to mistake earth for heaven. So I figured we can do this, and it's all been worthwhile. Never in a million years would I think that we could do this again. But we were asked to start another surgery center on the NPH home in the Dominican Republic. I didn't think we had it in us, but we visited and we realized that, we had to say yes. Sure, I'm scared, but we surround ourselves with such good people. And a good leader knows when to be a cheerleader. A good leader knows when to motivate and get excited. And a good leader can step aside and let other people grow. So I just want to end to say, remember that you can do something. I got this really good advice once from a doctor that said instead of going here and there and everywhere, do something and do it really, really well. And no matter what your vocation is, if you're gonna be a teacher, a nurse, a doctor, a musician, whatever you do, whatever you choose, say yes to your vocation. Say yes to something that is good. Everyone has a vocation inside them, and God has given everyone a vocation. It's saying yes to that vocation that can be difficult, but anyway, some way He'll get you anyway. So Trinity women, you are our future. You're the ones that is gonna make this world great. And be who God has meant you to be, and I promise you, you will set the world on fire. Thank you.